and gentlemen, on this 5th day of July, in the year 2050, I, Lady Gillespie, am proud to present to you Toothless Hawkins and his robot jazz band.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This thing called jazz.
I search for the reason why the days just pass me by. We travel through the light to a city shining white. To a city shining white. I search for the reason why we travel through the light the days just pass me by. A city shining white. I search for the reason why the days just pass me by. We travel through the light to a city shining white. To a city shining white. I search for the reason why we travel through the light the days just pass me by. A city shining white. I search for the reason why the days just pass me by. We travel through the light to a city shining white.
e-gaming bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
Hello everybody, and welcome to another day of the DotaPit coverage. W1, there's a capitalist. We're back again, bro.
This is a very calm intro.
It is.
I feel like something is off, Toby.
I also feel like something is off, which is your mic. There we go.
Oh.
How's that?
I don't know. Is that better, Toby?
I believe it is.
Can you hear me?
I'm looking at it, and it looks better.
All
so, yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, it's a very calm intro, primarily because, hey, you know what? We're just going to chill and...
It's a Monday morning. No one wants to get excited about a Monday morning, let's be honest.
You can put it down to that. At the same time, we're just like, we're rolling into this. MVP versus Signature Trust. MVP. There's actually a lot on the line for them in this game. If they're able to take out a 2-0, they, in fact, can take number 1 position and qualify for the DotaPit land. So there's a lot up for grabs for the boys, and we'll see what they're capable of as we go into game number 1 of this 2-game series. 3 points for a full win, 1 point for a draw, and you get diddly squat for a full loss.
I was pretty impressed by the performance that I saw from MVP Phoenix. Earlier, I casted a match of theirs most recently. I believe it was against Signature Trust. It was pretty good. I thought MVP looked in good form. I think they're probably one of the best teams coming out of the whole, obviously, they're not actually Southeast Asian region, but, you know, they're kind of in that area since the Koreans don't go to China. So I think they actually have, for me, they're like top 2 right now. Fnatic obviously has looked really bad lately. Ever since they had to change up the roster, ADTR has had some very questionable performances. So Fnatic certainly isn't the top squad right now. It feels like maybe Signature Trust is right up there in the 1-2 with MVP in my mind. They did end up going 1-1 with each other, so if MVP Phoenix can have a more convincing performance against some of the rest of the teams coming out from Southeast Asia, it'll say a lot, especially First Departure, because First Departure is a team that very difficult to draft against. Very difficult to draft against. Their hero pool is actually insane. I watch their drafts and I'm just like, it's all over the place. Now, that kind of frenetic drafting is not necessarily
a good thing.
But it is really hard to draft against. If you ever have been in the drafting position, against a team that you regularly scrim with, you have some ideas what they like, right? The highest level players will know the other opposing teams really well and get into their mindset. First Departure is just like, we could go Huskar, maybe we're going to get Magnus U, maybe an Ursa, Omni Knight, you just got to Elder Titan. Who runs Elder Titan other than Kuro? Well, First Departure does.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't always work, but they do run it.
Yeah. So it's just insane watching, looking at their draft. Now their opening is very, very standard. I would say Earthshaker Winter Wyvern isn't too far out of the box. They do give up the Doom to MVP Phoenix, which is quite questionable. No Ancient Apparition being picked up either or banned away. There have been kind of two, I would say, almost opposing thoughts on Doom. When you lit it through the pool, there are two different ways to deal with it. You either shut it out really hard in the laning phase, or you pick certain heroes that are somewhat counters to Doom. So Ancient Apparition counters his heavy amount of regen he gets from Scorched Earth. I think another one is minus armor, because Doom isn't going to be able to get an AC or a Shiva's right away. So those
So you
are
basically
usually
just shred
pretty
them apart
valuable.
instead.
Yeah. So Templar Assassins, SFs, or just get heroes that don't really feel the Doom all that much. Obviously, every hero is going to have some issues with Doom, but some are affected more than others. So if you can get some hardcore right-clickers, maybe you can treat the Doom as more of a nuisance than it usually is.
Well, First Apache don't really pick up a hardcore right-clicker, but they do at least pick up a hero which can tank through the Doom, which is the other way around. It's like you just keep yourself alive through that Doombringer. But with both Doom, Gyro, and Tuskar, MVP Phoenix is going to be in a very comfortable seat. Like, you got all the teamfight control you're looking for. You can get some early aggression out from both the Gyro and the Tuskar. The Doombringer is not really phased, so even if he has a hard lane, he just devours, so he's all good with that. And now First Apache get their Lina.
So Lina, I mean, burst damage is good versus Doom. You don't want to let that Scorched Earth come into play, but I think it's more against the Gyrocopter. They want to be able to get the Axe Lina to really threaten the Gyro's limited HP pool, even if he has BKB.
Turn to ban.
They're probably going to be matching the Viper up against the Doom, is what I would guess. But First Departure is also known to run some weird aggro lanes as well. So, and that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I mean, I guess there's one or two things, right? It's either Lina support and Viper is still mid, and that's what I would normally. That would be the normal pickup, right? But it could be First Departure are going to do something really wonky here. Do I don't even know. It's Viper, Earthshaker, dual offlane with Alina mid, Winter Wyvern, I guess, babysitting the Anti-Mage.
Unless you just run ES off lane with a Wyvern, Lina safe lane with the Anti-Mage Viper in the mid would be more stock standard.
There's a lot of potential for First Departure just to throw us a curveball, despite seeing their full 5 here. But MVP Phoenix, I mean, I don't think they really need to address this too much. They just get a hero that's going to match up decently versus Viper or Lina. Queen of Pain, Templar Assassin, all being banned out.
You think the one last support or what?
You know, the Magnus wouldn't actually be bad for MVP Phoenix. You're not going to win that matchup because the heroes that would win that mid lane matchup are all been taken away. SF, Quap. To a certain extent, TA can win the matchup versus Lina. So you're just going to get probably a spamming hero. Okay, Alchemist.
That works.
I think that's a little bit too farm heavy, to be honest, but maybe they have a plan where they're going to be giving away the Ags to the Doom. And let Doom kind of take more of a 2 or 1 position in this game.
But you also asked the question, you're looking for a person that's going to be able to win the lane. Alchemist, he picks up a couple of bounty runes and he's able to not win the lane, but at least he stays on par.
Yeah, I thought maybe, I wanted more of, an early game utility hero for them just because they already have Gyrocopter and Doom. I think they have plenty of carry power already. I don't really think they needed a 3rd damage dealer. Which is usually what Alchemist is looked at right now, because normally you're looking at the Solar Crest build and stuff like that. Maybe they saw the success of the Shadowblade Solar Crest Miracle played at the majors, and the way he was able to hunt down Anti-Mage when he's trying to split push and farm, and they're going to try and utilize that. Anti-Mage is not going to have a fun game, that's for sure. Against I mean, I'm not sure why they picked up Anti-Mage. Maybe they just felt like they were backed into a corner where they needed a fast farming carry, but you're versus a Disruptor and a Doom. That right there is going to be hard enough, right? 2 mega counters to Anti-Mage. And then you now also have the potential for the Alchemist to just outfarm you by 40 minutes, or for him to hunt you down with the aforementioned Shadowblade build. it's not great. They really have to make sure that they win their lanes, and the best way to do that would be.
Are you still trying to just think about like how you roll out your lanes, or are you?
Yeah. Because I'm not. It's the Earthshaker that's actually the biggest problem here. Because the problem with Earthshaker as both a support and an offlaner is that he does not put the enough laning phase presence, like just static presence. He moves around and ganks very well, especially for the mid lane. He's one of the best supports or offlaners to do that. But he is not terribly good at just sitting in a lane and his presence putting pressure on the enemy. So, for example, if he's a support and he's babysitting like a Viper or something like that, then you're left with just a Winter Wyvern and an Animage versus a Doom. That's not going to be good enough to put a Doom out of lane. He'll just destroy that off lane. If they put him in the off lane, though, and they keep Wyvern and Lina as your two supports, and they put double supports pressuring the Doom, then you have an Earthshaker off lane who doesn't put any pressure whatsoever on a Gyrocopter, so then the supports of MVP Phoenix are very free to just leave the lane whenever they want, rotate into the mid lane, do what they can. And I'm not sure what this blinking MVP Phoenix, like, I hear somebody leaves, somebody's gone, somebody comes back.
They're trying to find a nice little like lag-free connection into the game, more than likely.
I feel like I'm watching those blinking Christmas lights when I'm looking at those DCs. Just here, there.
I'm kind of with you on the first departure. At the same time, like I'd be very, very comfortable if I was MVP because there's no pressure on you to really do anything. Like you farm a Doombringer, you farm an Alchemist, you don't really care. They push you, great. You call down, you acid spray. First departure, their pushing power is pretty reliant on Lina being a core. Because how do they push up high ground? The Viper needs to get mech, needs to have a lot of farm on him to do so. The Animage can potentially take you on a split push game, but even then he has to be careful with the potential ganking from a Tusker with his control into then the Doombringer's control, or the Disruptor just to really screw around with the Animage. There's so many different ways the first departure could win this if they can just dance and evade MVP, and when they push, they take a fight and take a tower directly after. Then I can understand it. But most of the time, MVP can just be very, very passive with their defense.
I'll just this is how strongly I feel about First Departure's draft. If First Departure do not win, they're not going to win before 35 minutes, and they're not going to win after 45 minutes. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
They have a 10-minute window.
10-minute window to win the game between 35 and 45.
At best, they have a 10-minute window to win this game.
Even with an Animage that gets beyond
But that's the thing, right? MVP Phoenix, they're this is the thing about certain mids like SF or Alchemist. You don't have to do anything. you literally the game just goes late and you're winning. Right? Because just naturally Alchemist is picking up bounty runes. These heroes farm so efficiently that you have the late game advantage 9 times out of 10. So you don't feel the need to put pressure on the enemy team. So all the MVP Phoenix really have to do is make sure the Animage doesn't get too far out of control, make sure that they don't take any stupid fights when First Departure try and push some towers with the Mech Viper. As long as they don't throw the 20-minute marker and let First Departure get so big they roll over the game by 35, 40 minutes in, MVP Phoenix should be fine. Again, which is why First Departure have to have a strong laning phase, because they need to set themselves up for the best amount of success they can at 20 minutes so they can win those fights and then transition into, Miracle being 4 or 5 slotted by 35, 40 minutes.
MVP already get a big advantage in their lane. They're about to de-ward the Radiant Observer Ward because that Observer Ward was down from the Dire side beforehand. So not only that, Bounty had to just use the Quelling Blade to take it, and now he's going to grab the Bounty Rune as well. So, yeah, enjoy it. He's over 1k net worth at 0 minutes.
Yeah. What a life. MVP Phoenix are up by 250 net worth already.
It's all about.
They literally start out the game winning. That's just the Alchemist life, really. And this is the thing, against a Viper, he doesn't need to CS. It's just the most absurd thing of all, is that Alchemist does not need to CS in his lane. He literally just needs to get experience, maybe 1 or 2 last hits here and there, and then just get bounty runes. If he gets the bounty runes, he doesn't need anything else almost. It's absurd.
For Rev, he's going to try and juke around Kai. Light Strike Array from Kai is going to end up missing. They've actually used the Arctic Burn for this too. Understanding that Forev does not have his Scorched Earth, but Lubby, he can't keep up with the Doombringer. It's a Boots first Doom. Also, someone also went Boots first, as opposed to going for the bottle, which Light could have done. He actually ferried himself a Salve, plus having these Boots, which allows him to outrun the Viper. Even when he throws that slow out.
Yeah, Viper's slow is not that strong, especially since you're unlikely to get poison attack maxed out. If you're controlling the lane pretty well, you're going to go Nether Toxin maxed out. If you're not, and you're feeling a lot of harassment, you're going to go Corrosive Skin. So at best, you're going to get like 2 levels of poison attack.
Surprised they didn't actually initiate just then. Shard's not going to block in Miracle. That could have been big. From Balls. Well, I'm glad we've had Nuts replaced with Balls.
Yeah, a lot of the Southeast Asian scene is just... actually, First Departure, their names are all correct, despite, 2 of their players actually switching names like 2 or 3 times. Those are at least correct.
That's because they're professional. Balls? Are you going to snow? Ball in?
Visibility.
God damn it. Even my
Just roll with it, Toby. Just roll with it.
Oh, really? We are rolling with the balls. The Observer was down, so he can see Kai. So potentially they could just snowball themselves up with 3 heroes and take that first blood if that's what the heart desires. Dubu's making life really, really difficult for Cal. He doesn't even have level 2 yet. We're 2.5 minutes in. The Urshik cannot remain close. And every time he does, he gets so much life burnt out. Now he walks underneath a Dire Sentry Ward and across. So he's not going to find anything. He actually missed a Boo who was hiding in the tree line that time. So his rotation is going to come to the mid lane and see if they can gank up against this Alchemist.
So
if timing can be worse. The Sol Ring just arrived.
Do you want the actual names of the players, Toby?
That would be wonderful.
Okay, so
actually, First Blood. This'll be it. The rotation timing was perfect. The fissure kicked in and got the perfect block on the Alchemist. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, the Doombringer's going to go down. Yeah, he'll split himself out into multiple Doomlings, or the Shards, I should say. These will actually survive for a minute, so the Doombringer can TP back down to bottom lane. He can have both the stuns as well as himself here.
Yeah, these things are actually
keep them
absurd. And it's actually insane how much laning phase presence you can get if you die as Doom in those sort of scenarios. Okay, so Light is MP, Balls is Febby.
Okay,
and
thanks, Febby.
Yeah. And that just leaves Solo Rank Warrior, who is QL.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I believe that's the case anyway. Pretty sure Light is MP.
We shall slap them around.
It's funny
later.
because the 2 of them swap around on Gyrocopter, depending what the other hero is.
I'm guessing Kuro didn't really fancy playing the Farming Alchemist in mid. Speaking of the Farming Alchemist, he's sitting at 15 CS, the 19 of the Viper, who is now trying to stop him from getting to the bounty rune. They're going to snowball up, catching out Cal. The concoction is being prepared by Light. Viper actually steals the bounty rune at the same time, and Light, well, the acid spray is going to go to work, and the Viper will tick off down, but Light's going to die himself. Corrosive Skin kicks back, and it's a 2-for-1 trade-off.
I mean, they stopped the bounty runes, so it's like almost worth a 1-for-2 trade. It's just absurd how much that bounty rune means to the Alchemist, but clearly the Alchemist being able to get the experience for both of those kills makes it so it's better for MVP Phoenix.
And the Alchemist will always keep up. Like, the experience means more at this point. Bring him into level 6. Combining up with the Soul Ring is basically a never-ending Alchemist spam.
Yeah, he just needs that chemical rage, and he should be able to survive in this matchup. Except for the fact that he has to play a bit passive right now. He has to have his TP ready to go. That's the one thing. The Viper can always slow him down enough with Viper Strike that MP won't be able to actually out-regen it. So he just needs to make sure he has a TP and he should be fine. They should also have stacks prepared for him. Not really. Just a double stack. Fortunately, Dire Side Alchemist is pretty effective at really early on farming these two different camps.
It's pretty easy slipping him with the Quelling Blade just coming through the tree line. You can pull both at the same time.
Yeah.
And the other stack's timing has been going in for top lane, so QO on that Gyrocopter to give him more and more farm. And he's actually ahead of the net worth of everyone. Like, he's neck and neck with the Viper, but he's staying ahead of the Alchemist. So this is a very, very good start for a Gyrocopter. Really unpressured. And Cal's getting, well, he's not even finished his Soul Ring yet, but he's working towards it. This is a very, very sad Earthshaker. If you're looking for a Blink Dagger initiation control from an Earthshaker, it's not really there. So maybe the bigger question to ask is, have they won their lanes? Like, have First Departure got enough out of their lanes so they can still win? They're about to lose their
Viper dies.
Yeah, it's not a question. It's not a question at all. The snowball will come in. Okay,
What?
maybe it is a question. No, there's a glimpse. They're pulling back. He at least is cold embrace and MVP. They're backing out. Miracle comes in. There's no mana on balls. He could have potentially mana voided him down and done some serious damage to MVP. The Miracle decides to let him live.
Toby, did I miss something? Did the Alchemist throw Unstable Concoction or not?
No.
Okay, so here's what happened.
I don't believe he had the mana for it.
No. Here's what happened. He did pop Unstable Concoction. And I was pretty sure I did not see Unstable Concoction go out. I think you just confirmed that. So here's what happened. Vebi actually, because the Alchemist was taking a decent amount of damage over time from the various spells, he snowballs and pulls the Alchemist in. The problem is he pulls him for too long, and the Unstable Concoction actually ends up fading inside of the snowball. So then they don't have that extra nuke, that extra stun, to be able to keep the Viper in place for them to just right-click him down. So because he held the snowball for so long, Alchemist is unable to get that additional nuke. And the Viper ends up surviving. And they almost get punished pretty heavily for it. If Miracle...
mana voided?
Yeah, mana voided.
Even level 1. Like, Tuska, like, he doesn't have a huge mana pool as is, but... Like, that's still 300 mana that wasn't there.
Yeah, I actually thought Miracle was level 5 when he came into that fight, just because he didn't instantly mana void a hero that had no mana.
Yep.
Maybe he just didn't see it. Obviously, like, you don't get mana bars as on the enemy team, so...
It may not have been called out.
Yeah.
So that's something they've got to really keep an eye out for. Like, that's a huge AoE nuke, and MVP grouped up really, really badly for it. Like, it would have been very easy to hit all 5 heroes without one mana void, even at level 1.
At 50-50 chance to get a huge boost in net worth, but the illusions are still going to be okay, and they took the bounty win at the bottom lane. That'll help the Doom out, get his level 6 a bit faster, and then the Animage. And this is the thing we keep talking about. Like, the Earthshaker cannot put pressure on the Gyrocopter. The Doom most certainly can put pressure on the Animage.
Yeah.
So, like, all he has to do is hit level 6, have one support come in, and it's a guaranteed kill on the AM. I mean, maybe First Departure deny the AM, but that's no matter what, he still dies.
Yeah, and he's still suffering from farming. Like, it's not just the fact that you kill him off and yeah, he's denied. It's that lack of time which he cannot farm with.
Yeah, and it's very unlikely that there's going to be any sort of return kill. So at most, like, First Departure deny the Animage and they waste resources, essentially, responding to that threat and not able to get a counter kill. So, yeah, the Doom. Like, he died early on, but he's still gotten the levels necessary to be a threat very soon. While the Earthshaker, who cares if he's level 6? Gyrocopter, he don't care. He just sits there and farms his lane. If Earthshaker ever gets too close, he throws out an ultimate. Tries to run him down with phase boots. He'll probably get stunned up, but whatever. You force the Earthshaker back.
Even with the full combo from the Earthshaker, he still doesn't have enough damage to kill that Gyrocopter.
Yeah, and they don't have another way to close the gap, right? That's MVP Phoenix. They have a Tusk who's amazing at closing gaps, so they can potentially have this support initiate for their offlaner. First Departure don't have the same kind of opportunity.
First Departure needs something else to, like, they can't need to actually give space to Kai, to the Lina. Because right now, like, you talked about how great Lina was accounted to the Gyrocopter because you don't really care. Like, he doesn't have that much HP, you just throw the ulti in. For Rev, that 6-shot just won't keep him alive.
I was just thinking, like, he's sticking around way too close. He should realize that this is a maxed out poison attack Viper. which is a smart decision by Viper. I know I started off like describing it, like 99% of the time you're either going to see Nether Toxin or Corrosive Skin maxed out. But I really like this build from the Viper. I think it's exactly what he needed against Alchemist and Doom.
MVP. They're going to find Lubby. Concoction's being prepared. Lubby takes to the trees. And he'll just well, lock himself in his own cold embrace. The sigil's down, so getting away won't be as simple for him. But Light definitely won't try and fight here. Lubby locked in. He can't get around the edge of the shards, and Light's going to beat him down right now. There's no cold embrace to save him. So needs to kill him with a glimpse back, and the wall, they actually lock Cal in. Is there another concoction? There is now. We'll toss it out, cancels the fissure. And they'll kill him underneath the tier 2 tower. MVP, that did not look like the cleanest of executions, but it still does the job.
Yeah, I mean, their fighting lineup this early is actually still too strong for first departure. If they have the mech on Viper, that's when they should really contest every single one of those fights like that.
But TPing him. You've still got balls behind the tower and Light. Well, he needs to TP out right now, and, well, he won't have the opportunity. Kai TP'd himself in, I don't know. It took a while before Kai and Cal managed to get themselves into position. And now Balls is on the run. He doesn't have mana for a snowball, but the sigil is slowing down first departure enough that they just cannot chase. Damn, that thing is so balanced.
Definitely an overextension there. I mean, they got lucky enough diving a tower without being punished. They should not have tried to push their luck any further. Again, they should just be focusing on... They have two different heroes that can utilize the jungle really well. They have a Helmet Dominator on Gyrocopter, so he can stack up the Ancients. There's no reason for them to play overly aggressive on the Radiant side. They get way more farming efficiency out of their own side of the map than First Departure does on the Radiant side.
So all MVP have to do is just chill out. But they built for fighting. Like we talk about this, that MVP could farm up so heavily, but Light's walking around with this early armor to the Alchemist. Like, why wouldn't you just go into something more like a Solar Crest, make life very difficult for the Viper to attack?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting builds. I was thinking about the Armlet a little bit. Armlet is really it's a great value item, I would say.
middle tower is under attack.
I'm just not sure. I mean, when you have Unstable Concoction, it's such a great physical damage.
MVP's coming. The shards will fly out. Doesn't lock in the Viper perfectly. The wall, however, will. They'll snowball in to try and protect the SF, dragging him back, but the fissure block is perfect from Cal. They just can't reach over it. And MVP, they 4-man smoke. They're going to glimpse back again on the Viper, but he's still got mech available on 1 charges. They 4-man smoke and decide to run up through the river, as opposed to up through the Radiant side of the river. Like, they could have looped around the back and not had that problem.
Febby looks real uncomfortable on the Tusk. I don't know what's going on. I mean, in that sort of situation, he could have like snowballed close to the Gyrocopter and pulled them over the fissure, and gotten in melee range to the Viper, where the Rocket Barrage would rip the Viper apart. There's, I think, a couple different things he could have done differently in these fights.
It's like he just looked at forever. He's been Viper Striked. I must protect my
Yeah, just like he did with the Alchemist, right? Where he's like, oh, he's been Viper Strike. I must save him with this snowball. When the reality was, the Alchemist was fine. He just needed to get off Unstable Concoction and they get the kill. I mean, it's actually kind of the right idea where MVP Phoenix should be playing more defensively, but in these specific scenarios, it's very clearly a kill if they just attack a bit more aggressive. Blade Mail builds on the Doom, more early fighting power for MVP Phoenix. They know as long as they don't get rolled over by First Departure's lineup at 20-25 minute mark, if they can actually contest some of these fights and do all right for themselves, they'll go into late game fine no matter what. You don't actually need any sort of farming items. Past maybe the Helmet Dominator, that's just a great efficient item all around. It's good for farming, good stats, good amount of sustain as well. Cal's Blink Dagger timing is probably the most important thing for First Departure right now. They do need to ensure he gets farmed.
Well, they're doing that. And MVP are giving him the space to do it. There's no Doom bringer. There's no Alchemist on bottom lane. The Doom is headed down there now as the creep wave comes a little closer. Mercurio is busy farming up the top. Light does have these BTs available, so the split push is something that First Departure is going to have to deal with. And the timing for Miracle for his Battle Fury is is not exactly what I was expecting from him. He'll still probably end up being around the 16-minute mark that he finishes it up. What are they doing?
Oh, Forev!
Yeah, Light's not going to get himself in range. Or will he? He's got the movement speed, so he can throw it onto Kai, and they'll glimpse him back. So they'll kill off the Lina. But Cal will just tank through the Doom.
That's just like the Doom rate boss status that he is with just levels. They didn't perfectly chain their stuns. Lubby? Oh, he's going to be going down here. Or not.
Oh, the cooldown wasn't enough damage. He dropped down to about 98. And now the Meg Charge triggers off from the Viper. Viper strike over on the Gyrocopter. Support's coming in. Light. Concoction stun will control the Viper, but Miracle pops in at the perfect time. Viper's still going to get that kill. But they curse over on the Alchemist. He doesn't have his ultimate available, so he had to armor toggle through this. Not possible. The Viper's just going to go to town. MVP. They're coming in one by one as Zubu. He's going to try and push them back, but it's not quick enough. And the Doombringer's going to go down too. Goodbye for Rev. It is going to be 4 kills going the way of First Departure, with Miracle claiming 2 of them, Viper claiming another 2, and just money being thrown at the bank account of First Departure.
And one swift moment, MVP Phoenix suddenly decided they didn't want to win the Dota game. I don't know what to say about that. Gyrocopter, like, it's bugging me so badly because I don't know what's going on with this team. Like, I need to actually like hear their communication or something, because it's both the right mindset and the wrong mindset. Like the Gyrocopter, not going for the Winter Wyvern. Smart play. He was just going to get caught out by the Viper. It's not worth the trade-off. But what does he do? Instead of not going for the Winter Wyvern, he just sits there. And then he's like, don't know what to do, don't know what. Then he gets caught by the Viper anyway. The first slow hits him. You have more than enough time, just TP out. At least force a Winter's Curse or something. But instead, he just gets run down. It's like they don't know what Viper does. It's like the poison attack, maxed out poison attack. They've never seen this before. And now they're just like, don't seem to understand that once they get hit by that Q once, they are caught and they're not getting away. So they either need to TP out or not get caught in the first place.
The communication could have been going the other way, where they're just like, okay, support's coming up the river, just hang around there, survive if you can, as a Gyrocopter. He let the cooldown go. They want to try and contest for the tier 1 tower.
Hey, there's a TP.
Light.
Okay, not the perfect direction TP, but it's fine.
He TP down to the dominated creep in the bottom lane to pick up the bounty rune.
That is actually really legit. Yeah, if this is how they're going to play it, I mean, this is the one good thing I'm going to have to say about MVP Phoenix this game so far, is that idea, I was like, he's not really stacking up very much on that Ancient despite having a Helmet Dominator for the last 3 or 4 minutes, but I just realized that you can actually be
They're going to
super
concoct
efficient.
middle lane, Miracle. It's going to actually fly onto Cal. The shards actually lock in Miracle and not Cal. So they can't find the opening there.
I mean, if you're both stacking and creating a TP spot for the Alchemist to get bounty runes, that's pretty legit.
Light. Is Kai going to give him a target? No, Light will give them a target. Pops the Chemical Rage. Kai's going to be dragged back into the Disrupt the royalty because the Light Strike Array, however, the Kinetic Field couldn't follow up, and the shards again not able to block. QO backing himself up in the mid. First Departure just itching to fight. They lost their vision around here, and now Concoction preparing. They know he's there. The Light Strike Array gonna miss as Light just didn't want to stick around.
They should not be going on a Viper. That's 100% the wrong move. So, good call by them. They ran into the Viper, threw an unstable Concoction at him, but did not engage. The Viper is at his biggest peak of power that you will ever see.
Yep.
When you've got Mech and a Sange with maxed out corrosive skin, Viper is sometimes unkillable. And with the way that MVP
come on back,
certain leads,
this time the shards will be able to connect and Kai will drop. First Departure not getting out cleanly, and Light, he's rotating over. They found the Viper. The Concoction's going to start. The Snowball will come in with a Walrus Punch. They try and get that kill on the Viper. The Vision did buy a little bit of space, but again, another good shards.
Oh, the Echo Slam!
Cal arrives, the Blink Dagger is up, the Curse is on the Tomb, they've lost 2. Cal came out of the middle of nowhere, lightly to create a little bit of space by throwing out the Concoction. But Miracle just going in so deep, easily finds the Tuskar. Cal follows up, that Blink Dagger, they don't care they're hitting themselves against the Blade Mail, still a triple kill arriving for Miracle. And what a big Echo Slam. That saves so much. I think First Departure also just scattered out the fact that stack is there. They're going to lose their stack.
If they take the Ancient stack, like, that's it. The 35-minute win is here for First Departure. I was surprised when MVP Phoenix were going for that Viper. I was just like, don't go for the Viper. Like, why? And then I watched them, and I'm like, okay, they got the 5-man on the Viper. Everything seems okay until it's not. First Departure had that Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker. They finally had the initiation they need to... I mean, they could already win team fights. It's just the problem was before they couldn't force team fights.
Miracle. The TP coming in from Light. He's got Concoction available. The Fissure is so damn good at splitting up MVP every time it's finding that bit of a wall line. But it's the middle lane where First Departure will be looking to push. They're just so damn strong at the moment.
The weird thing is, the net worth is actually straight up even. Despite the First Departure are definitely winning this game, but that's just the Alchemist factor, right? You should always be massively far ahead.
But what's the Alchemist bringing? Like, he got himself a Shadow Blade and he can't find the initiation. First Departure are reading his positions too well. And they're keeping themselves really split up. Besides that, he initiates, but what's the follow-up? You're going to bring in a Doombringer? Ferev's having trouble actually keeping up with the Alchemist. The Gyrocopter's not doing anywhere near enough damage. And really, like, there's balls all damage coming out from the Tusker. He's trying to get the mech for the team.
Yeah, the weirdest thing is that the Gyrocopter should actually be giving them enough damage to get kills, and yet they've missed too many opportunities. Like, they let the Viper survive for too long. In multiple scenarios, they let the Viper get away, and because of that, the Viper is now at a point where they have to invest full 5 heroes against him, which that's never going to go well, unless they catch him out in just no man's land. This could be a little bit of a comeback here for MVP Phoenix. If they can actually get the Roshan, and I'm not sure if the Age is going to make that much of a difference in actual fights, but it may keep First Departure from being able to push.
They'll let the Gyro, like Kira can then play a little bit more aggressive. So he can try and go for the early trade-off. Because Line doesn't need this. He just picked himself up a Hyperstone, I'm assuming for the AC. I don't know.
It should be.
Yeah, it is.
I was like, they definitely don't give it to the Doom, and I hope they don't give it to the Alchemist.
He took a while to free up that slot, though. The Alchemist was full. So, your First Departure now, you're up against Nagus the Immortal, but you have all your combos ready to go. You have a Blink Dagger Earthshaker looking to Echo Slam out. Do you just push? Understanding that MVP is going to try and attack you back. Because MVP aren't playing this passive. In fact, they 3-man smoked. They were too early to catch out QO.
They don't have the Manta yet on the Anti-Mage. If they had the Manta, I would actually be okay with them pushing into an Aegis. I wouldn't really care, just because their team fight is that strong.
Kai,
nice light strike array.
Catches out too, triggers the dust as well, so he sees the Invis hero for Rev. Just goes on the first target he sees. Now shards up, and then Kai actually protected the Cold Embrace, and now the Curse as well.
The Echo Slam as well.
Well, okay, he won't survive through this one. Cal's also having a lot of trouble. The Echo Slam can't do anything when he's stuck inside Dubu's Storm. The Snowball then protects the Disruptor, turning in the stun on top of that Viper. And Viper, what have you really got? Miracle comes in! He cleaves through the team, Mana Voice them up, they'll burn through the Aegis to the Immortal. They've chased down the Tusker. But while the Doombringer is still here, it's not the easiest thing in the world. They got a homing missile chasing after Miracle, but he's just going to blink himself up and away from the rest of MVP.
Okay, so a couple things happened in that fight. MVP Phoenix realized that they were getting like baited into a group, right? That going on the Lina as a 5-man was just opening opportunities for First Departure to counter-initiate. So they ended up splitting right before the Winter's Curse, as well as the Echo Slam was going to come in. But Dubu's actually been one of the most impressive players of MVP Phoenix. He's a newer player, but he's just been skyrocketing through into the competitive scene. And he actually had the best play of all, which was catching the Earthshaker, who was coming in with that Blink Echo Slam ready to go. If he had actually caught those 2 different cores, or if the Earthshaker just done any amount of damage, First Departure probably would have just rolled over that whole entire team fight.
And now MVP? Like, so First Departure don't roll over the team fight. Yes, the Anti-Mage is getting big, but like, we still also understand he's up against an Alchemist. Which means no matter how big you get, the Alchemist will always keep up with you. This Disruptor, I'm not quite sure about this from Dubu. He's coming in a very long way. Puts down the Observer Wards. They want to fight in mid. But the reason why I'm not certain about this is because he's walking around with a gem. So they put down 2 very aggressive wards, and that ping just came out from the Viper. They don't see him there, that they kind of feel
Yeah, they
that something is wrong
He got
there.
spotted out by this tower, I believe. It just turned daytime,
Dire's
so he got
bottom
spotted
tower
out
is
in
under
this
attack.
area.
Which
right as it
basically
turned
means those 2
daytime.
wards are forfeit.
Yeah, probably one of the wards is forfeit. I'm not sure about the mid ward. They may not know about that one.
Dire's bottom tower
okay,
has
But
fallen.
yeah, I love what
MVP
First Departure are doing here.
Dire's bottom
MVP have to
tower
push
is
so
under
much
attack.
quickly, so much quicker. Like they're just, okay, Forev, the curse is on him. Kai, they're going to get a solo kill onto that Doombringer, but meanwhile on bottom lane, Miracle's very happy with this. If they can cancel these TPs back, Miracle could just go to town. Light's looking for the stun. They doom over on the Viper. Unfortunately for Ev, this means a lot of return damage, and Miracle wants to go to town. He's taking away all the mana, and Mana Void is available, so Forev does not want to walk in close on this one because of that. The instant Mana Void. He's just going to go down so quickly. They can't get there in time, really do enough damage to kill off the Anti-Mage. Yes,
the
you've
missile
taken the
sees him.
Viper. Miracle, he's gonna blink in 1 second time, and he can't. The cooldown will connect. The shard
Get
is
him, boys.
25 life. He blinked down.
God.
Cal made sure there was no straight follow-up. Miracle blink
Oh,
cooldown
flag.
1 second time. He can blink again. Into the tree line and away. The
Oh, he
Phantom
got him.
fly. He caught him in the trees. Fighting Cal as well. They'll snowball over and they'll turn it into 2. And
Oh,
a
my
slightly
God.
favorable trade-off coming the way of MVP, but almost Miracle surviving and escaping on nothing.
MVP Phoenix, they're like trying so hard to throw sometimes, and then they just like pull it back at the last moment. I don't even know what's going on half the time. Like the fact that you like the Alchemist goes forward for the Viper. As Doom, this is twice now where he's known that going forward is going to get him or someone else around him killed. He's going into the Mana Void. He knows that. He does it anyway. He loses about half of his HP and promptly dies immediately to the AM. The other time was like the Tusk. The Tusk was like at 150 HP against a Winter Wyvern. He's totally fine solo against a Winter Wyvern unless Doom runs forward and gives a Splinter Blast target to the Winter Wyvern. It's like, I was like twice now I've watched forever. I'm just like, don't go forward, you fool! And then he just ends up getting himself or someone else killed.
Bottom lane, Light's gonna have a crack over a Cal with the acid spray and the beat down. A very simple kill for Light. Mops up the creep wave too. And they can push down these buildings nice and quick. So the Greaves is fully done for the Tusker. The Alchemist already has his Assault Cuirass. And now, picking up a Mithril Hammer as his first part of his next item. I'm assuming BKB, but he just buys the most expensive part of it first, would be the assumption. Like,
I don't think Mjolnir's really an item. The
Mjolnir's-
Desolator is
damage? It's cheap damage, but like, you're playing for late game. You don't need to go for cheap.
I mean, between the AC and the Desolator, like
Dire's
his
top
right
tower
clicks would
is
hurt
under
a
attack.
lot. He could kill a hero like really quickly, right? Because this is the thing. Alchemist doesn't need attack speed because you get it from Chemical Rage and probably one of your items, in this case AC.
Dire's structures
So
are fortified.
if he just
But if,
like
if
he may be thinking, if I could just kill someone.
Dire's top
but if he
tower
has
is under
BKB,
attack.
the only thing that can control him is Curse.
Or
Radiant's
Viper
bottom
Strike.
tower
That's
is
a
under
problem.
attack.
Yeah, true.
Viper Strike. Otherwise, I would just be like, yeah, BKB.
It's
Dire's top
BKB.
tower
He
has been
bought the
denied.
recipe for it, and now is 300 gold away from completing it. Tusker, well, in a little bit of trouble. Got attacked around the tree line, which revealed the fact there is an observe ward around here. And now, in comes the cooldown. Tusker's already dead, but the cooldown's going to catch out too with the perfect shards, and they can just move over to the Viper to easily pick him off. You've still got Miracle a little bit further up.
Oh,
And
they
there
caught
goes
him.
your Viper, and yep, with the Storm, Miracle wants to TP. There's no mana.
Oh, he
for
doesn't have
Glimpse.
mana!
Miracle
Oh.
will get out.
Well played by Miracle, moving his Manta Illusion onto the Disruptor. Killing that mana for Glimpse saved his life.
God damn, that guy is such a good player when he's on.
Yeah. So BKBs for Gyrocopter, for Alchemist, BKB for Doom. If they just get like 3 different BKBs, actually, maybe First Departure just can never output enough damage. That's the problem, right? Alchemist, Doom, even Gyrocopter, just because your item builds, they're actually fairly tanky heroes with BKBs.
Here's the question for you. You're talking about BKB for the Doombringer. Now that Lion's got his BKB, he's kind of got everything he needs to initiate in without becoming the big powerhouse. Does he give the Ags to the Doombringer now? to catch up the Doombringer, because Doombringer is still sitting at 7.7k net worth. He is not a terrific hero by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, if he's going to keep a Shadow Blade, I would finish the
Silver Edge?
The Silver Edge. It's good versus Animage, it's good versus Viper. It has a lot of value against both those heroes, plus he's a strength hero, so the Sage component of Silver Edge is pretty valuable. Plus, he could use a slow. Like, a slow would actually be really nice to continue to chase down. Pretty much just Viper is going to be effective against. The other heroes, he's either going to kill or the Animage is going to blink away. But
Roshan's up. Very, very quick spawn for Roshan. So if MVP are able to scout this out, they could potentially just pop in there and take it nice and quick.
First Departure have to get this Roshan because they're rapidly closing in on that like 10-minute window.
Oh yeah, we've got the cap window, 35 to 45.
If they can actually, because they've got Manta, he can go. I think Butterfly is probably his best option at this point because he knows that NKB is not going to be a pickup for Gyrocopter for a while. I say for a while, but he's actually got 2,600 gold in the bank, so maybe that's not an effective item. He's going to pick up Lincoln's. It's a nice like mid-game item to deal with Doom, and it might be effective right now.
He just blinked up here. The Mana Style, he's trying to dodge him out. They found the real one. However, Miracle's doing so much. With that Mana Style, Forev just can't keep his mana pool up.
Lincoln's came in at the perfect time. They actually took away the Lincolns, but he just got enough time out of that.
Curse. They need to get vision on Dubu, and they can't get it in time. They lost that Observer Ward from before, and Dubu barely escapes.
It was worth going for an Echo Slam play there, I think, just because of the fact that getting a 4 versus 5 advantage would probably allow you to take Roshan for free. I don't think MVP would contest without their Disruptor.
Light gave up his Soul Ring to pick up the Basher. I'm not quite certain he's got enough like mana sustain, especially in any kind of long drawn out fights, but
I mean, Chemical Rage when it's maxed out gives you a crap ton of mana.
Yeah, true. So yeah, you just trigger it every time. Like Light, now Shadow Blade, they do have the dust, they're going to reveal him.
Why did he
and
stay?
the Eul Scepter, I don't know, but Miracle, the BKB goes off from Light. He bashes the lead the first time around. He tanks with the curse, and now the cooldown comes in, catching the Viper as well as the Animate. And Lion wants to go for more. They're going to glimpse back over on the Wyvern. He's still got Cold Embrace. He can still wait a little bit more time here, but Light preparing himself for another stun. He can't find Miracle no matter how hard Light tries. He can't find the Animate, but they've still killed off two. Miracle, the Snowball's chasing him. He's got enough distance, however. The Shards will fly, but the Blink is off cooldown. The Homing Missile can chase him, but remember what you came here for. They're here for Roshan. Meanwhile, Miracle will be taking a tier 3 tower in mid.
Well, when you get this kind of build on Alchemist, when you go Armlet, AC, and the BKB, yeah, I guess you can stick around and
look at the Lincolns
survive.
They got the Lincoln Spear triggered. The Concoction's going to stun. Miracle getting glimpsed back, and they got the ulti. No, they don't. Miracle will blink away, but the Snowball's going to go again. Catches him out. They catch out the real Miracle, but he'll bash. No, he can't. One bash would be all it takes. Miracle actually stops to attack, just so he's able to get a little bit more life. The Lincoln Spear will actually trigger once again, stopping the Concoction, and Miracle runs. The Homing Missile is chasing after him, but he'll be fine.
Go, Miracle, go.
My thanks to thee.
All right. Well, now that there's an Aegis on MVP Phoenix, Miracle's just got to play for time. He's got to try and split push, find the opening. If they ever go for mid, he's got to try and take that bottom lane.
Gyro, cooldown's going to go. He's going to trigger the BKB. The Shards, however, they didn't lock in the Viper, but they'll glimpse him back over. The Concoction will flying Cal, actually getting collaterally stunned. The Echo Slam was beautiful, but the Snowball holds the Doombringer in, so Forever will be able to survive. The Mana Void, it can't do enough. And any mage will drop, and now his first departure's time to lose their entire team. A 5-man wipe in favor of MVP, and they're making a push mid with only the Anti-Mage who has buyback.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say. This game's just so weird. I think this says a lot about the MVP draft, that they made so many mistakes in the early game, and they're still going to win it by 35 minutes.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Dubu has to come back to defense.
I mean, I just watched Alina just go to play the Blade Mail on Doom and kill herself. What do you want me to say about that, Toby? what sort of analysis do you want me to bring to the table?
Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made, that's all.
Yeah, I could just try and spam that out from the observer position. That'll be my analysis. They may lose the range rags. Poor Dubu can't deal with creeps.
Miracle. This boss is going to come back. I'm waiting for Miracle to say, you know what, screw it. Buy up BTs and just go on that bottom lane. That range Rex almost died. Like, the Disruptor was sent back to defend it, and he was almost incapable of doing so. That Rex has 26 HP.
So now with the Abyssal Blade, guaranteed disable against the Anti-Mage for the Alchemist, so he...
Like, the AM can no longer split push. That's the problem. Because with just Unstable Concoction and Shadowblade, it's possible for the AM just to survive through that unless he just gets really unlucky with bashes from the Alchemist. He's probably going to survive through that combo and be able to blink away. But now with the Abyssal Blade, with that kind of upgraded damage,
Miracle.
kill Miracle solo unless... Oh...
He lost the vision. Shadowblade's still got like another 2-3 seconds left on it.
Alright, you could do it, MP. Round 2.
Dubu and Forever rotating over, but they both went underneath the Observer Ward. So now, well, Light starts up, but he's got no mana left anymore. He does have his ulti up and running, but now the Curse controls him up, and boom! Doombringer also locked. Cal will jump forward. The Blade Mail is there, and Miracle. Okay, that hurts yourself so hard. He threw the ulti out onto Forever. The Snowball trying to protect the Doombringer for a little bit longer. The Gem of True Sight down the deck now that Doombringer is down. But Cal, he can't get out, not while the cooldown goes to work here from
Miracle's
QO.
gonna come back in, though.
Viper Miracle, I think he's here for the gem, but Cal! The Echo Slam will arrive, but there's so much damage from QO. Cal has to back off the lane. Viper tanking through it all. Miracle running away. Lobby is finally going to pick up that gem, which is on the deck as Miracle starts the push. He doesn't even care that QO is here. There's 3 heroes down for MVP, and he's looking for a Rax. Currently, he's got a homing missile chasing him. And he's going for the bottom lane. You can punch him, but okay. Miracle is
go, Miracle, go!
He's not even phased. He's gonna Manta style the Lincoln Spear. Well, one attack. He takes out the Rax, and now has to blink himself away again. The homing missile was still on cooldown. This man has no fear. Give this man a heart, and holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a Tusk. Who cares about a Tusk? Once you survive through the Doom, you can survive through anything.
He'll complete his TP out. He's going back to base. They have mid problems. But at least they brought down the range racks on bottom. However, the tier 2 tower won't survive as long.
So what do you think is his build?
For Miracle?
Yeah. I mean, he does have, in a weird kind of way, Heart would actually be, it's not the most efficient item in the world.
Did he sell the VIP booster?
Yeah, he did.
He sold the VIP booster.
Yeah, so...
Well, you would then say, like, okay, maybe you just go for Butterfly into Basher, into Abyssal. Bottom lane, Lobby's in trouble. He's going to curse up on one. He's still got the Cold Embrace, but he wants the movement to get out of here. The cooldown or something. Nope, Lobby caught in the ulti. He can't get his own Cold Embrace off. And Cal caught from the tree line. The 4-staff him up. The first departure, the down by 4 heroes. Miracle might be creep skipping this. The gem gets back into the hands of MVP.
Yeah, but the mid lane's pushing in, so they'll still have...
It's not there yet.
I mean, eventually. When somebody pushes out the middle lane a little bit. Still though, Miracle, is he gonna get the melee racks?
He doesn't have a creep wave. He doesn't have a creep wave. Like it'll come soon. The Echo Slam is coming off cooldown 2 in 5 seconds time, so MVP gotta be careful not to come underneath the tier 4 towers into the middle of an Echo Slam. Even though there's no creep wave.
If he had like an Abyssal Blade worth of damage, he would actually take this melee racks by himself.
But the creep wave is arriving.
He's really trying.
The creep wave has just arrived, so the backdoor regen will turn off. But MVP are going for the full thing. Like they're going up for the top lane now. So Miracle, he'll finish the job. And if First Departure can defend this, they have a chance. The Glimpse going to be pulling back Kai. That Yule Scepter will not stop the Glimpse. And where's that Echo Slam? I'm looking for Cal, the big plays, and he buys a Rapier. The Anti-Mage has himself a Rapier. We're really going into the manly mode here as Miracle jumps forward, going up to Light. The damage isn't enough, however, Miracle, he blinks away. He keeps the Rapier alive as an Ultra Kill, however, for QO. And Gyrocopter wants to go for more. Miracle trapped inside the shards. Cal with the stun doing work. But where is the Tusker? He's dying right now to Miracle. Extra Cal, he jumps out, the Fissure locks him. MVP, they dive too deep. And now Miracle, the gem is down, and who's going to win here? The Alchemist or the Anti-Mage, the Bashes? Where is it? Miracle!
Executed!
Splits him in 2 with a Mana Void. MVP, they lose everyone, but they do have Megas. Miracle's not wasting any time. He's going straight for mid. He rebuys his Vladimir.
Oh god,
Free
Miracle!
39 life.
You can beat the whole Radiant team, but you can't deal with Mega Creeps.
That's why he needs the Vlads.
Yeah, the Vlads are back. He's got it now. What an absurd game, Toby.
This is SCA Dota at its finest.
I don't know if finest is the right word, Toby. I don't know if finest is the right word to use right now.
I am using finest primarily because we all understand that SCA Dota can never be quantified in just a, you know what? This is understandable Dota. It's just what it is.
The mysteries of Southeast Asia cannot be quantified in simple Dota metrics.
Where are you going, Miracle? He's not going up. They've got a defense. Now it's worth the Maelstrom Mjolnir belt for Viper. They need some level of defense here.
Oh, he's just so desperate for Roshan, like just anything.
The Roshan that can't even spawn yet. Like he still has to wait another one.
Oh my god!
It's so low! If he gets this, if he understands.
Casual Roshan, 5 seconds
They're
spawn
coming.
time.
They're coming. MVP are coming. Like they feel like they've got to look. Balls!
He didn't do it.
Look in!
You've got ice shards.
Lovey,
you've got
the Observer
Sigil.
one. He'll find the Tusker, but that works for him. That's almost worth a curse there. Just get the kill and move on. Okay, so now Roshan is known about by the Dire side. MVP are aware of his presence.
But the thing is, Miracle can deal with 2 lanes at once, but he can't deal with the 3rd lane.
Oh.
And Lina is certainly not capable. Lina is constantly pushing in.
God, this Roshan. How are you meant to survive against this?
Can we please get an upgrade on Roshan? I really think they should just... I think it's just a bad mechanic to have Roshan die so
he
quickly.
should be proportionate to the net worth of the team.
Quick, everybody, drop your items before going into the Roshan pit. Everybody get Ironwood branches so we can do it easier.
We got another one.
Oh god.
Miracle's got double rapier. He does so much damage, but he doesn't survive long enough. Even with the Mana Star, so the Viper comes out, the Echo slams down, they're going for the Gyro, Farev gets caught by it, with the curse as well, Miracle needs to do more work here, but now the Satanic turn off, he needs to hit hard, but Lighty gets the pistol and Miracle's going to go down, there's rapiers everywhere, Miracle calls GG, Game 1 of this 2-game series of DotaPit is over, it goes to my MVP, but don't worry, this 3-ring circus with a whole bunch of clowns will be coming back in just a moment, but Cap, what the hey? Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a break, guys. Get yourself a break. We'll be back. Who knows what we're gonna get? You'll want to find out.